The content of this podcast is provided for general informational purposes only and is not intended as, nor should it be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. You are listening to Itchy and Bitchy, a podcast that provides answers to your many health questions. This is Karen Nickel, family nurse practitioner, and I welcome you back. This week, I had a patient ask me what options there are other than surgery to correct hooded eyelids, and I realized that I didn't really know all the non-surgical options for this problem, which is super strange because I have whopping hooded eyelids my own self. How could I not know the answer to this question my patient had? It's unreal to me, but hooded eyelids are usually caused by a combination of many age-related changes in the eyelid skin, and the eyebrow, the underlying fat, the muscle, and the bone. As you age, your eyelids stretch and the muscles supporting them weaken. As a result, excess fat may gather above and below your eyelids, causing sagging eyebrows, droopy upper lids, and bags under your eyes. So if you have puffy bags under your eyes, sometimes that can be allergies or fluid retention, but lots of times it's due to fat deposit, and it's going to stay there unless you take it out. So besides making you look older, the severely sagging skin around your eyes can reduce your side vision, your peripheral vision, especially the upper and outer parts of your field of vision. The hooded eyelids can also be congenital, meaning you were born with that type of eyelid. I happen to have a double whammy in that everyone in my family, myself included, have this type of eyelid, and I'm old. So between those two things, my upper eyelids are pretty darn droopy. I looked into all the different things we could do instead of surgery, and the first thing I found, the cheapest thing I found, is something called eyelid lift tape. So this, I had no idea this existed, which is strange to me. But so that cheapest option is to lift the saggy eyelids is eyelid lift tape. And I actually have tried these and they do work, but it takes some practice to get the application right, especially if your vision isn't fabulous. It's hard to do without glasses. Lids by Design, that's the name of the company. Lids by Design is an example of one brand of eyelid lift tape. And it's the priciest at about $40 for an 80 count box. So you're going to use, two per, if you have two eyes, you're going to use two per use. And so it gives you 40 uses. There are dozens of other brands available on Amazon.com that are much more inexpensive, like around $6 or $7. And technically, you can keep the application on for up to 24 hours. It does have an adhesive on it, so if you're adhesive sensitive, you might not want to leave those on for 24 hours, but technically you can. And it does work, and they come in different widths. I think 7 or 8 millimeters is the biggest width, and that's what you need if you have really saggy eyes like mine. So I had to use a 7 millimeter tape because my eyelids are so droopy. Another thing you can do is Botox, and this procedure is best used in mild cases of hooded eyelids or for younger people. So this would not be good for me. For instance, you just need mild symptoms for this, and Botox for hooded eyes works by relaxing the muscles around the eyes and between the brows, which it then lifts the eyebrow to a higher position. It takes about 7 days to see the full benefit and lasts about 3 to 4 months. When Botox is strategically placed, it can lift and open up the eyes quite significantly and result in a brighter look to the eyes. Let me just tell you, I did Botox once in my forehead because, I didn't do it myself. I had somebody else do it. But anyway, I did it once, and because it relaxed my forehead so much, I couldn't lift my eyebrows. And man, my upper lids, I felt like they were down on my cheek. They sagged down so much because I couldn't raise my eyebrows. And then I realized how much I depend on raising my eyebrows to lift my saggy eyelids. I know this is sounding terrible. You're probably thinking, I got to see a picture of this woman. It's bad, but it really was bad. So I would be careful with the Botox thing if you've got if you're really more advanced like I am. Botox cost sort of depends on the number of units you use, because it costs per unit, but usually it can cost up to about $800 to have that done. So you want to make sure it's right, and not causing your eyelids to be even more saggy. You can also use temple and brow fillers, and those are things like Juvederm, because the loss of structure around the eyes can cause the eyebrows to actually droop. And that by adding a dermal filler to the area, it can provide a lift to the eyebrows and decrease the look of the hooded eyelids. So again, that's probably for milder symptoms. Wouldn't be an option for me. The cost of dermal fillers depends on the brand used. There's Juvederm and Sculptra, but they range from anywhere from $600, $625 to $850. And benefits last about 8 months. Resurfacing lasers are also an option, and they can tighten the skin while promoting collagen production. This helps the area heal in a smoother, more even appearance. And it also ablates loose skin around the eyes, meaning, it tightens up that loose skin around the eyes for a non-surgical eye lift. And ablative laser resurfacing will cost a pretty penny at about $2,200. Now, this next one sounds like a strange option to me, but an eyebrow thread lift is a minimally invasive procedure that you can use. These are dissolvable threads that are strategically placed in the appropriate layer of your skin with a needle, no incisions, just a needle. And when they put that thread in, it essentially acts as an anchor. The dissolvable threads are covered in microscopic barbs. This is sounding pretty good so far, don't you think? Anyway, they're covered in microscopic barbs that anchor into the tissue, and it pulls up the tissue and it tacks it in place. I guess a lot of people are doing this. Again, I did not know about this. Anyway, a lot of people use it to get that sort of cat eye appearance, sort of pull up the outer corner of your eye. Anyway, the excess threads are then cut off, and this creates an instant lift to the eyebrow area and adds support for the upper eyelid. In addition, it helps the region to produce new collagen over time because you're sort of irritating that tissue. It triggers collagen production in that area. It's a pretty quick procedure performed under local anesthetic, and it can even be done on your lunch break if you want to go get some barbs in your forehead. Anyway, I mean, it probably is really is a good option for people. It just seems odd to me. It does come with a little bit of bruising, soreness, or swelling for a few days post-treatment. The cost of a procedure like that can range from $1,500 to $6,000. Yikes. And the results last about 1 to 3 years, which is pretty nice. And that depends on how quickly your body dissolves those threads. Next up are plasma fibroblast skin tightening treatments. And these work by creating hundreds of tiny holes or controlled micro injuries on the upper eyelid with a high-frequency electric current. Instantly, those little holes shrink up, and resulting in a retraction of the skin and a tightening and lifting effect. So we're damaging the tissue so it will heal, and in the process of healing, it tightens up the skin. It does sound a little bit frightening, but it is considered a low-risk procedure. It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks for those little tiny holes to heal up, and you will see the final result within 6 to 8 weeks. That also depends on how quick your skin heals. And results can last up to 3 years. So it's supposedly a low-risk procedure with high results of 3-year benefit. That's pretty good. Plasma fibroblast skin tightening treatments cost vary, but are typically in the upper hundreds of dollars. I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back with a couple more options and then talk about surgery. I frequently talk to you about the importance of eating a healthy diet, but I find in my practice that a lot of people don't really know what it means to follow a healthy diet. Green Chef can guide you because they have a meal plan for every healthy lifestyle: keto, paleo, plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to have delicious but balanced dishes. Green Chef offers 35 nutritious and super flavorful options to choose from every week. I have many patients who want to transition to a plant-based diet, and with Green Chef, you can take homemade plant-based meals to the next level with Green Chef's plant-powered options. All of you carb-conscious people out there, and I have a lot of them in my practice, can take advantage of their keto and paleo options, which will give you the premium proteins and vital veggies you need to power through your day. Green Chef is the first USDA-certified organic meal kit, so you can enjoy hand-picked organic veggies and premium proteins without having to worry about where they are sourced. And my listeners will know that it is so important to me that Green Chef is the most sustainable meal kit, offsetting 100% of their plastic use and 100% of their carbon footprint and emissions. So you can enjoy your greens while being green. Last week at our house, we prepared mojito cauliflower with cabbage and mango slaw and coconut basmati rice. Not only was it super yummy, it was a thing of beauty to behold, full of fabulous color, which is what you want in every meal. Go to greenchef.com/itchy130 and use code itchy130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Go to greenchef.com/itchy130 and use code itchy130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Welcome back. Another thing you can try are microcurrent devices. And these devices are popular because they are relatively easy to use and you can use them at home. So it's a do-it-yourself skin tightening thing. And they're not as expensive as in-office procedures. And microcurrent devices work by providing electrical stimulation to the muscles, resulting in a temporarily lifted effect to the skin. So it's temporary, but it does provide some lift look to the skin. An example of one of these devices is called New Face Trinity, and they have a small attachment that you can put on that is for lips and eyes. A microcurrent device will, on average, range from $200 to $400, and they will last for thousands of uses. Thermage FLX is a non-invasive treatment. It uses radio frequencies, and it smooths any wrinkles and fine lines. You will notice some benefits pretty much immediately. Your skin will feel more firm within a few days, but for the full results to be noticeable, you will need to wait another 4 to 6 months. So you must be someone who is okay with delayed gratification. It just takes that amount of time for the collagen and elastin stimulation to work. Typically, results will last for a couple years, but if you are a smoker or spend a lot of time under the sun, the benefits may not last as long. So if you spend money on this treatment, you might want to take care of your skin in other ways to make it last longer. The treatment for just the eye area is around $1,200. Another option is PRP, which stands for platelet-rich plasma. Platelet-rich plasma. And it's another type of cosmetic injection that helps rejuvenate skin tissues, and with the idea that it can create a more youthful appearance. And unlike dermal fillers and Botox, PRP uses your own blood. First, your blood is drawn, and then it's run through a centrifuge, a spinner device, and then the platelets are extracted and injected back into the area being treated. PRP is often used in combination with microneedling, laser treatments, Botox, and dermal fillers. So they're often used in combination for the best results. As many as 3 treatments are recommended, with at least a month of healing time between each session. And it's a little hard to find the pricing for PRP. It varies so much, but we're looking at in the hundreds of dollars. Now we've gotten to surgery. We've gotten to the fix that probably Karen needs. So especially if you have pretty advanced hooded lids, this might be your best option. Eyelid surgery, which is also known as upper lid blepharoplasty, is recommended for people with moderate to severe eyelid sagging, aka Karen. Out of all the treatments for hooded and sagging eyes, it will be the most invasive and expensive, and it will come with the most downtime. However, the results often last around a decade, which is significantly longer than most of the other treatment options, and plastic surgeons and some ophthalmologists perform this type of surgery. Sometimes the upper lids hang down so much that they can disturb the field of vision. If visual field restriction can be demonstrated by a formal visual field test performed by an optometrist, you will be eligible for Medicare or commercial insurance coverage. So it has to impact your visual fields. At your consultation, your plastic surgeon or ophthalmologist will assess your eyelid and refer you for the visual field testing if that hasn't been done. And the lower eyelid surgery and eye bag surgery are deemed cosmetic and hence are not covered by Medicare or commercial insurances. Usually it's recommended that you stay home for the first week and stay out of the sunshine. And then after surgery, after that first week, you want to take 4 weeks where you have limited to light activities. The benefits, as I said, last about 10 years, which is nice. Blepharoplasty will be the most expensive treatment option, with costs ranging from $2,000 to $5,000. Again, it sort of depends on whether your insurance will cover that. But that's probably something Karen Nickel will be scheduling at some point in time. Please visit our Facebook page, I&B Podcast, where you can leave more comments or questions. We'd love to hear from you and love to hear ideas about what you would like to hear about. Our website is itchyandbitchy.com. Many thanks to Green Chef for sponsoring today's episode. As always, thanks to Forrest Wenzel, our producer and composer of our theme music. And again, he has released an album called An Awful Lot. Make sure to go to wherever you stream your favorite music and give it a listen. If you don't know where to stream music, you can find the album on Apple Music or Spotify. As always, remember that your health is in your hands.